Hello everyone, my name is Arushi Rawat. You're watching ET Auto, and today with us we have Mr. John Abraham here at Curry, Coimbatore. So welcome, sir, and
Thank
thank you
you.
so much for giving me your
Thank
time.
you.
So my first question to you is that you've been the most influential and passionate rider in this industry. What or how or which particular motorcycle would you say has attributed to this love? Where did you start your love from for
Oh,
motorcycles?
my love for motorcycles started when I was 6 years old, 7 years old. So if you really ask me, it goes back a long time. And when I saw my first CB 754, I was so enamored by it, and I said, how can anything look so beautiful? And from there, it graduated to different motorcycles along the way. I've been fortunate, and I'm blessed that I've had most of them. I've ridden most of them, and I cannot even single out one single motorcycle, but they've all been really special. And I'm here finally with Aprilia, and I'm happy. And I'm happy I'm here in Curry and I'm riding on the track.
You said that you would not be willing to single out, but my next question is that you have an array of motorcycles and cars in your
Yeah,
garage.
yeah.
Which is your favorite?
So I'll tell you right now, the one I enjoy the most is the RSV 1100 factory, and not because I am with Aprilia. I think I'm with Aprilia because I enjoyed the RSV. So
Wow.
I love the 270 crank. I love the sound. I love the feel. Ergonomically, it's a taller bike. I'm 6'1" plus. So
I'm
it's
5'3". Don't be
yeah.
fooled by the stage. I'm just.
Yeah. No,
Thank
no.
you.
So and credit to you that you're riding this 457, and
Yeah.
it's fantastic. And I wish there are more girls like you that would ride this motorcycle. But yeah, it's the RSV that I really enjoy.
Okay, so since you have the RS4, how do you think that motorcycle, actually this motorcycle balances up to its bigger sibling, because this is a much smaller bike and that
Yeah.
is one of your favorites. Do you think that this amps
No,
up?
I enjoy. Like I said, this is a perfect A2 bike. I enjoy. I take her out regularly. I've got the one prismatic black. She's lovely. She sounds great. Behaves really well. The chassis is fantastic.
So that's
And I really enjoy taking her out. It doesn't trouble you. Very
all.
easy. The riding position is fantastic. So
Okay, so you also rode the speed motorcycle at the last year's MotoGP, the India Moto GP.
correct.
How was that experience, and how did that actually come into being?
Yeah. So I was so, first of all, I was so, like when you're a child in a candy store, you get so excited. I was at MotoGP, and then I was allowed to take the sighting lap.
Yeah, yes.
And but then there were a lot of preconditions given to me, Arushi.
Oh.
I was told by Carlos Espelizeta, who's a friend of mine, and he runs Dorna.
Yes.
And he's saying, John, listen, my riders are behind you. No going fast, no hitting the apex, no knee down, no nothing. Because if there is a drop of oil on this track, we'll have a serious problem, because those guys are coming in.
That's a lot of weight on your shoulder.
Yeah. So just out of the fear, I had to behave. And he said, do what you want, follow the safety car, wave out to the crowd. No showing off on this motor. So I was like, okay. So with a lot of conditions, we went in there, but I must say it was an honor, and it was a pleasure being on the track. And when you see those guys ride, like Lorenzo, if you see him ride.
Oh my God. I was in a hot lap with him yesterday.
Yeah.
On this particular motorcycle.
Yeah.
Lost my mind.
Yeah, crazy.
He's
not even normal.
Yeah.
And just to give you an idea of his speed, I mean, for your viewers, if they understand, I'm sure they do, but he's a test rider for Aprilia.
Yes.
And he's less than a second off when he gets a wild card to go in there.
Absolutely.
And what people don't realize that he's got a lot of equipment on his bike to do the test. So he's riding probably a slightly heavier bike.
Yes.
I mean, not making excuses, but that guy is exceptional.
He is.
So just being here with him, you'd learn a lot.
Yeah, actually, he actually made us believe that this bike is capable of so much more.
Correct.
Because he was able to harness that, tap into that power, tap into that performance, and we as learners, as beginners, were like, wow, okay, this bike can do this, and that's fantastic.
Because Indians customarily also we use a lot of the back brake, whereas with them it's a 80-20, 85-15, where it's the front brake.
Yeah, he was braking so late.
You have to brake late, and that's so
scary.
So, yeah,
exactly.
Like in MotoGP, Pecco brakes, he handles it really well. So it's not about braking; it's also about the locking, and Pecco handles that really well, which is why he is where he is.
So if we're talking about MotoGP, who's your favorite rider on the grid right now?
I would want to say, I mean, of course I support Vinales and Aleix.
Absolutely.
But to be fair, I think Jorge Martin is the bravest of them all, because I feel he doesn't require, he just goes fast. He doesn't. I don't even think he sets his bike up. He just goes fast.
Eyes closed and
he's
down a curve.
mental, and I'm so happy that he's going to be with Aprilia next season.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited, and I think Betseki is great in Asia.
Yeah.
You saw his qualifying in Indonesia, so he's good. But very, very excited with Aprilia's next year lineup, and I think Jorge Martin, the Martinator, like they call him.
Martinator, like so. How would you say that the India Moto GP got postponed to next year? If you had to say a word to the organizers, what would that be? I mean,
it's sad. I mean, I would have wished. I mean, India is the largest producer stroke consumer of two-wheeler motorcycles in the world, and not to have a MotoGP here is sacrilege. And I did speak to Carlos.
Oh, well, thank you so much from the entire fraternity. Thank you so much for.
And we're talking, and I'm looking at ways in which we can get MotoGP to India in 2026.
Oh,
so yeah, 25 is gone.
Yeah.
So you have to plan ahead. I'm not saying I'm the best planner organizer, but I'm the best lover of the community.
Exactly.
And I will do whatever it takes to get MotoGP to India.
That's really reassuring, to be honest. So now if we are talking about the culture, the motorcycle culture as a whole, do you think that the culture has evolved over the last couple of years?
Yeah, totally, Arushi. For one, there are girls like you, and it makes me so proud that you guys are riding. So that's fantastic. You are far more knowledgeable than what we were. And I get to learn a lot from you guys when I watch all of you speak in your videos. There's a lot to learn. So I enjoy interactive sessions. Like we were talking just before this interview, and you were talking about,
being absolutely candid and talking about our love for motorcycles.
And just talking about your experience on the track. So I enjoy that space a lot, and I think you'll have become far more informed. You'll understand motorcycles, and not only y'all, even all the riders here that have come to ride here. They're so informed, they're so knowledgeable, and they're damn good riders. And it's great to be riding with them.
So how would you, if you had to motivate more women to get into this culture, get into this industry, what would you do? How would you actually make them believe in the industry, make them...
I'd first of all tell them that, throw gender bias out. It's safe to ride, it's great to ride, and it's cool to ride. And seeing a woman on a bike in control is probably the coolest thing I've ever seen. So congratulations to you, hats off to you, and I wish there are many more like you.
Absolutely, I also wish the same. I try to be the crusader for women riding, women in riding and women riding. So that would be really great.
And you sat on the 457, you were talking about your height. You managed this bike really well.
I think it's my favorite bike of the lot. Of all the bikes that I've ridden, I think there's something that this bike cannot do. It's unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
It's very
and so much of electronics packed into, oh my God, it's crazy.
Exactly. Okay. So my last question to you is, just imagine you had to create an all-female Dhoom movie. Who would your actresses be, and which of the bikes would you pair them with?
So none of them right now. I mean, I'm being honest. Do you see a woman motorcyclist in my industry? Correct. So you said it. I'm sure your audiences are going to say the same thing. And I'm not being disrespectful to them.
It's difficult.
But I'm being disrespectful to the motorcycles. So I would not pair a motorcycle with someone who doesn't know how to ride a motorcycle. Okay, so let's be sure about that. Am I right or wrong?
You're absolutely right.
Cool.
Thank you. So I can make sure that since I can ride, I can be your...
Since
they don't know how to ride.
Yeah, I think, when you're doing a film on motorcycling, the biggest cardinal mistake you can make in a film is taking a person who doesn't know how to ride a motorcycle on a motorcycle. That's the biggest cardinal mistake when you say, "Arey duplicate karega, tum helmet utaro." Hamara body language to hai na.
But we do look at pictures, movies, all of that sort, and we've taken the Dhoom series as the equivalent of Fast and Furious, and it has actually spiked up the interest in motorcycling a lot. So maybe a movie around racing, which I think you were.
So I'm doing a film on racing in the Isle of Man, the Isle of Man TT. I've been there 5 times now. We've set everything up. We want to do that. I'm proud to say Aprilia is my constructor there, my partner there. And and we're going to be shooting probably in the latter part of next year, because it's going to take a lot of time to, and it's going to be a very purist film, like I said, Arushi. Like a V4 is going to sound like a V4, and inline is going to sound like an inline. You don't want to go wrong with the sound, even of the chain and the sprocket. Get everything right, even if you have to be purist, but don't be arrogant about it. But try and get as much as you can right in a nice story. So hopefully we tell a nice story, but this is the hero.
So we do look at you for everything that is as a crusader for motorcycle riding in India.
Yeah.
And we hope that you
Thank you. Thank
continue
you,
to
Arushi.
be so. It was lovely talking to you, and
Thank
thank you
you.
so much for doing this
Thank
for
you.
us.
Thank you, Arushi.